What's up? What's up, people of Earth? It is time for Who News News. You won't remember next week on this episode. As always, National Calendar Day. We're going to teach you some stuff from the Britannica website. We've got James Corden on The Onion. What's he talking about today? Apologizing for something or breaking his silence. We've got a poltergeist that's pushing people down steps. And some guy does something really dirty on British Airways flight to Nigeria. Who knows? News you won't remember next week. Stick around. Let's go. Now that's news that's music to do some news to. Should we get rid of this MAGA hat, this wannabe MAGA hat? It's got the V3 TV logo on it, though. You see, it matches the microphone flags. You see, it's the same. I even have a sweater over here with my logo, but it's too hot up here in the studio. I'm not even in the studio. I'm in my living room. We do the Beat Down podcast from the studio, the Vaughn Johseph show. That's really loud today. Let's get that down. Anyway, let's just get right on with it. My apologies. There was no show on Friday. I came home from London to do the show. Well, I came home from London, prepped to do the show, and there was no electricity. Go figure. I think I had too many Amazon packages in the shed outside, and it was disrupting the meter. Because as soon as I brought all the packages in, the electricity came back on. I have no idea how that works, but no one cares. Who news is what's popping today, right now. On this day, this fabulous October 24th, the 209, I'm going to try and do this without my glasses today because they're glare. 297th day. Oh, sorry. If you're listening only, I appreciate you mucho. But feel free to head over to the YouTube channel. We should be streaming these on Rumble this week as well. But like I said, YouTube, search V3 TV Network Podcast or V3 TV Podcast. And it should be the account with like 35 subscribers because the other account's been shadow banned. So we had to start a new YouTube account, as I've mentioned before. So let's crack on with this stuff. But if you're still just listening, we love you anyway. It's all good. Today is Monday, the 24th day of October, 2022. It is the 297th day of the year. Christmas shopping needs to start taking place, folks. Don't procrastinate. It is the 43rd week of the year, and the year is 81% in the rearview mirror. It is National Baloney Day. Just when you thought everything that needed to have a day had a day, and I should probably be recycling the days by now, we somehow must not have done a podcast on the 24th of October. Because it is National Bologna Day. Each year on October 24th, people across the nation make a sandwich to participate in National Bologna Day. And hours later, they're in the bathroom. National Food Day. How are you going to have National Food Day with National Bologna Day? Bologna is barely food. I mean, barely food. And you're somehow going to... Anyway. One day when I really just knuckle down, we'll have these shows where I do the commentary in a completely different... Well, actually, the commentary usually stays where it is right now. So if you're listening in audio land, you're getting the full shows. But it's where I edit all that kind of stuff out. Usually is where the video is sometimes. Anyway, United Nations Day. Today, the UN was established, which will drag us right out of National Calendar Day, wherever that thing is up there. And it will take us right into On This Day in History. The featured event in 1945, the Charter for the United Nations, the world's premier international organization, established at the end of World War II to maintain world peace and friendly relations among nations, entered into force this day, 1945. You remember 1945, don't you, listeners? Nope. Who was born on this day? What happened on your birthday? Click on the Britannica website and you can find out. They need to be sponsoring this podcast. National Calendar Day and Britannica. Come on, guys. This is the best stuff on the internet right now. Everybody's talking about politics and Boris Johnson getting booed on the plane and come on, we don't talk about any of that stuff. We talk about only stuff you're not going to remember next week. Like history. Anyway, on this day in 1986, how do we not have a drop for this? Is an absolute travesty. Oh, there it is. There it is. On this day in 1986, Canadian rapper Drake was born. Yeah. Drake was born on this day. Happy birthday to Champagne Poppy. Can we get the music to go back, please? Thank you. 1985, just a year sooner, British football player Wayne Rooney was born. 1954, Prime Minister of Australia, Malcolm Turnbull, and a bunch of other people that I've never heard of. American musician 2000. Oh, I hate that I do this and fall into these deaths. I try not to talk about stuff like death because it's not really as exciting. But sometimes you want to give a shout out because these are like really important people. So that's the only reason why I read it. I'm hearing very strange noises in the house. I don't know if it's just a fish tank or if it's a poltergeist. 2017 American musician Fats Domino, who was one of the first rock and roll stars who helped to define the New Orleans sound, died at age of 89 on this day. 2005 African American civil rights activist Rosa Parks, whose refusal to relinquish her seat on a public bus to a white man in 1955 helped ignite the American civil rights movement. She died on this day at age 92. Can we get something a little less grim? 2003, supersonic passenger service ended as British Airways flew its last Concorde flight. Air France had ceased similar operations in May. No one cares about the World Series. Why would we care about the World Series? Okay, so it makes sense. 1992, the Toronto, because I have my glasses on. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm trying to look cute. I got this pseudo MAGA hat on. The Toronto Blue Jays defeated, this is 1992, the Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Atlanta Braves to become the first team not based in the United States to win the World Series. That's a little trivia for you. Who was the first baseball team not based in America to win the World Series? Now you know, and you might even remember the year. So it might not be news you don't remember next week. 1970, Salvador. I don't care about that. 1962, the American Cold War thriller, The Manchurian Candidate, was released in American theaters, and it was a major hit, especially noted for the performance of Angela Lansbury, who died 2 weeks ago. Rest in peace to Angela Lansbury. 1940, there's a lot of history today. We're going to give you a couple more and then get you on to some stuff you really don't want to know about. 1940, the 40-hour work week went into effect under the U.S. Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938. Wow, how many hours were they working before? Because if that's called fair standards, it must have been like 50 hours or something. 1929 on this day in history, a record 12,894,650 shares of stock were traded, causing the first day of real panic in the crash of 1929, known as Black Thursday. 1922, Benito Mussolini helped plan the March on Rome, which began on October 28th and resulted in him becoming dictator of Italy. And then we go back into the 1600s, and there's a whole bunch of wars and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So let's move on to The Onion, America's finest news source. James Corden. You all know James Corden, don't you? He's that guy. James Corden breaks his silence on restaurant controversy. I like to find stray dogs and suffocate them to death. Oof. New York, addressing an accusation that he was, quote, the most abusive customer, end quote, at New York restaurant Balthazar. Late Show host James Corden finally broke his silence Friday to confirm that he enjoys finding stray dogs and choking them until they die. Quote, the rush I feel when watching the light leave a poor struggling dog's eyes. I should be reading this differently. Sorry. Let's start this over. We need a rewind button. All right. The rush I feel. I don't do it in English accent. Ask Armando Iannucci about that. Iannucci, he'll tell you how horrible it is when they said, hey, we need you to read the Hugh Laurie parts of this script and do it in his accent. And I failed miserably. Anyway, back to the story. The rush I feel when watching the light leave a poor struggling dog's eyes is truly my life's greatest pleasure. I've been doing it since I was a child, and I am never going to stop. End quote, said the 44-year-old comedian who, when prodded for comment on his temporary ban from the upscale establishment for alleged rudeness towards staff over an omelet, remarked that he spends his free times roaming the streets of L.A. and eagerly crushing the neck of every dog he encounters, quote, to truly rejoice in the experience of snuffing out the life of an innocent creature. I prefer to cuddle a small puppy in my lap and sing it a little show tune before drawing the cord tightly to. This is a very grim article, you guys. Come on. Onion, you're killing me. Anyway, in case you don't know, Onion's a parody website, so don't start adding me and then, don't do that, you guys. Push it. Black Adam, last chance for something to go right in Dwayne Johnson's miserable life. Yeah, he's miserable. Men under 30 explain why they're not having sex. Oh, dear. Recent polls found that American men under 30 are not having sex. The Onion asked U.S. males under the age of 30 to explain why they are abstaining from sexual intercourse. You guys are smart. It just complicates things. One guy said, Vince Whitmer, he's a talent agent, he said, I'm waiting for my girlfriend to turn 18. Tim Ellington, who's in sales, says, a man must have money and a room of one's own if he is to have sex. This is very true. It helps. Reed Mulligan is a web developer. His excuse is, quote, it looks stupid. There's no hope for humanity, is there? It's over with, isn't it? It's the end. Randall Plunkett, he's a barber. He says, I've had my... I'm not reading that one. We're not reading that one. Zach Pierce is a program director. He said, maybe the better question is, why does society seek to define manhood relative to whether we are or not having sex? Why is sexual content somehow the imperative that justifies our existence? This guy's getting deep. Why are we as men not allowed to define the relationship that we have with sex outside of the patriarchal gaze of our heteronorm? Oh my God, I gotta have my glasses on. Heteronormative society. Did any hot ladies get horny from me saying any of that? Probably not. I like his glasses though. Ben Martin is a stamp licker. He looks like a stamp licker. He says, I can't spare the fluids. And finally, or at least as far as I'm reading, Carrie Fitzsimmons is an advocate for the unattractive. He says, I would think it's because my nickname is Ugly Shithead, but that's actually very presumptuous of you. It's actually because my ding dong is smaller than a Tic Tac. Okay. All right. We're leaving the Onion right now because I can no longer handle all the satire. And we're into the Mirror. Weird news from the Mirror. How weird can we get today? Can we actually get some weird news for once? So often it's like weird news. And it's like, my neighbor is taking my mail. It's so weird. Bride's tone-deaf Handmaid's Tale themed wedding leaves people uncomfortable. As you know, or may not know, for some of you first-time listeners, last-time listeners, I read the headlines. And if it looks interesting, we stop and we read the article a bit, then we comment. Or we read the headlines and we keep pushing. You take yourself to the website that we mentioned and you find the stories that we didn't touch on. Because you want to know about sausage roll fans sharing 15-minute air fryer recipe that's better than Greg's. Because that's weird news. Moving right along. Child's X-rated drawing of person washing their hands leaves people in stitches. I don't want to be in stitches. I've tattooed thousands of nipples. Here's how to empower women after breast cancer. Woman explains her unconventional name and people make the same joke. Now, McDonald's worker shares the most annoying menu request that customers make. Okay, I'll click that bait. Not that I spend a lot of time at McDonald's, and not that I care that you're annoyed. You work at McDonald's, you're allowed to be annoyed. I'm annoyed that you want $15 an hour just to put a cheeseburger in a bag. You don't even take my order anymore. Should be getting paid less, and my food prices should be going down as a result. If you're heading for a McDonald's, you'll probably have a go-to order. Whether Big Macs are your thing, Nugs can do no wrong in your eyes, or you fancy trying the new McCrispy. Nugs. There's so much to choose from. Many people will just order things as they come, but others are fussier and like their order in a really specific way. So that's the one good thing about those touch screens. Order it yourself. You can say, lettuce, no pickle, no onion, add triple pickle, whatever. And okay. All right. This is going out here once and for all, and I will shut up about this until somebody challenges me on it. The next paragraph starts off, one Mackey's worker, Sinead Poyser, Mackey. Okay, in England they call it Mackie D's. There's no Mac. Okay? There's a Big Mac. That's the sandwich. It's McDonald's. It's MC. It's not MAC, you guys. It's not Mackie D's. You don't get to just call a company something else that it's not. It's an American company. It's called Mickey D's, McDonald's, Mickey D's, not Mackie D's, okay? Knock that shit off. Excuse my French, but that is impossibly annoying to me. All right, I need to calm down. And catch my breath. Because every time it winds me up. I don't understand why you guys call it Mackie D's. There's no intelligible argument for you changing the name of something that already even has a nickname, and it ain't that. I could see if it was the same company and it's got a different name in this country, like TJ Maxx is TK Maxx in the UK, or Lay's potatoes is Walkers, right? I get that, but it's not that. Anyway, I deviated from my point a little bit here. I digress. Let's get back to the story. One Mickey D's worker, Sinead Poyser, who goes by the username at Sinead Poyser on TikTok, posted a video detailing the most annoying thing that customers do, which massively inconveniences staff members. Massively. You work at McDonald's. Bread, meat, cheese, lettuce, bread. That's like $15 an hour to do that. They're annoyed because I want extra pickles. She captioned the video, LOL, if you've worked at Mackey's, you know the frustration. You work at McDonald's. You should be frustrated anyway. That's a a very small. I'm not demeaning working at McDonald's. McDonald's is a very tight space, and you're working on a line. You're on an assembly line, making burgers all day, putting fries in, asking. Well, you don't ask if I want large or nothing. You don't even take orders anymore. I went to one place and they're like all on the tablet. It wasn't McDonald's or anything, but it was, similar. Anyway, moving right along. I'm sorry, it's Monday. I didn't do a show Friday, so I got all this extra commentary in me for Monday. During the video, we're still on this one. I haven't even said what it is yet. I'm yakking so much. During the video, she role-played a customer and two restaurant workers. The video starts with the customer asking for a chicken mayo and a portion of medium fries with no salt. No salt whatsoever. When I say no salt, I do not want any salt on my chips at all, please. Sinead then replied that was fine while shouting to her colleague that she wanted a portion of medium fries with no salt. The colleague then proceeds to rant, asking Sinead whether she's joking because they have to scrub the whole compartment. No, they don't. They don't have to scrub the whole compartment out for just one order. You just don't put those fries into the thing. Anyway, why am I reading this nonsense? So basically, guys, here's what you do, okay? So everybody that goes to McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or whatever is in existence where you are, the next time you go in there and you order something with fries, ask for no salt. Just do it. Because I do that all the time. And you know why I do it? Not because I don't want salt on my French fries, but because I want hot French fries. And if you ask for French fries with no salt, that means that they have to make you fresh French fries and not pour all that salty, horrible Scheißendreck all over your French fries. And that's why most people ask for no salt. Even if they don't want the salt or do want it, you can put the salt on yourself. You guys put too much salt on the French fries. And stop calling it Mackie D's. It's the MCD, McDonald's, just like Irish. Anyway, parenting expert says calling your children naughty is as bad as smacking them. I'm not a parenting expert, so I'm gonna argue that anyway. You must be crazy. Give me a break. Hitting your kid versus calling them naughty is nowhere remotely as close. I don't even know why this is on here. Poltergeist who pushed mom downstairs, terrorized family, and threw plates. I love a weird story. We're going to have to cut the show short because I just went on a rant about these McDonald's people calling it McDonald's, Mackie D's. It's not Mac. Even Run DMC said it's McDonald's, not McDonald's. It's McDaniel's, not McDonald's. These rhymes are Daryl's. Those burgers are Ronald. It's been well known that you guys are not supposed to be calling it that since the 80s. Anyway, poltergeist who pushed mom downstairs, terrorized family, and threw plates. Claire and her family moved into the supposedly haunted property and almost immediately claimed to have been terrorized regularly by a ghost, monk figure, and child. Terrified poltergeist. Blah, blah, blah. We said that the sinister ghostly figure, which resembled a monk and was accompanied by a child peeping from its robes, appeared almost every night. Claire, her 7-month-old son, her boyfriend, and sister had just, man, it's a whole lot of family in that house. And sister had just moved into the home in Bench Hill. I can't even pronounce that. Withenshaw. Anyway, when the malevolent presence made itself known to them, the family claimed the apparition pelted them with plates, ornaments, and a piece of shelving, reports the Manchester Evening News. The mom then turned to a vicar, a priest, and several nuns in an effort to exorcise the quote-unquote dangerous spirit. But such interventions did little to help. You need to burn some sage. You need to smudge. Isn't that what it's called? You need the smudge pot. On one occasion, Claire claimed she had been pushed down the stairs by an icy hand. The story appeared on the front page of the weekly Manchester Metro News. A sister titled To the Men, what? In 1994. The story appeared in the front page of the weekly Manchester Metro News. A sister title to the man. I don't understand what that means, but we'll just move on from that. Claire told the newspaper at the time the family loved the home, but after the terrifying occurrences, begged the council to move them. She said it started soon after we moved in. Quote, at first, I thought it was nothing, but slowly it got worse and worse. I'm just so frightened. We all are. I like the house and I like it round here. I like it round here, but I just can't live with this. I can't take much more, end quote. Describing the ghostly monk, the mom said it can be seen clearly when it appears and looks as though its face has been burned. Jesus. What's the video of this, man? It's 2022. Everybody's got a phone. She spoke of her fear, believing it was only a matter of time before somebody in the house got hurt. Nuns from the Altrincham Road Coven had visited the home and given Claire a crucifix. The Reverend David Thomas of St. Luke's Church had also visited the home in an attempt to rid it of the spiteful apparitions. He said, "We said some prayers in the house, but that's all I can do. I think she's very genuine about what she feels." So, you can never capture a ghost, or an apparition, as we're calling it in this article, on video. Just set up cameras everywhere. It'll go away because it doesn't want to be caught on video. It'll leave you alone, won't it? Anyway, after being approached, Manchester Council told the newspaper that they had no policy to deal with poltergeists. Of course you don't. Make one. The spokesperson for the council said she needs to go back down on the housing list, but I don't know how long it will take. See, that's such a typical, and I would say English answer, but in America, they probably would have did the same nonsense. Oh, well, you got to go to the bottom of the list. I know you've been waiting 6 years for this place, but it's haunted? Oh, well, yeah, okay. Sorry, you're going to have to wait again. The spokesperson added the council only moved people at short notice if there was a threat of violence. A week later, the same newspaper reported a team of Ghostbusters had visited the house in an attempt to discover more about the alleged poltergeist activity. Members of the Stockport Ghost Society began their investigation at the family home. Angela, one of the paranormal investigators, said, "I'd say there's definitely something there." Okay, I'm not reading any more of that. Stop it. Of course you're going to say that. They're like, this is proof. Because somebody said, come to our house. I was a Halloween scare actor for 10 years. That's great. 10 things that lasted longer than Liz Truss as Prime Minister. Oh, dear. Savvy Starbucks fans make their own pumpkin spice latte at home. Well, that's so weird. That's the weirdest news I've read all day. Man shares section everyone should delete off their CV when applying for jobs. That's even more weird than the last article headline I read. My nipples fell off while I was breastfeeding. I stuck it back on with a plaster. Damn, I can't even imagine. And I'm okay. I don't even want to know any more about that article. Let's just move immediately. Woman shares how to tackle smelly fridge and little known compartment to fix it. Baking soda. Hero dog. I'm going one more page and then I'm going home. Halloween decorations. It's almost Halloween. They're getting up there. Another week. It's in a week, right? People blown away after learning what Kit Kat wafers are made from. Oh, they're blown away. You're putting that in your mouth and you're blown away by what the possibilities of what it could possibly be. Man who spent 30,000 pounds on body modifications told he looks like a devil by strangers. He probably wanted that. Woman told to go straight to jail after painting her toenails on packed flight. Okay, people, that's a little wild. People fear they'll have nightmares after seeing what ant faces actually look like. Okay, I give up on the news today. people are only just learning the truth about pumpkin patches and say their life is a lie. Okay. We found it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with me because we found the mother lode. I love crazy ass stuff like this. Man claims black hole in spine predicts end of world as thousands flock to his farm. Oh gosh, Heaven's Gate, here we go. This guy is it Halebot comment? The leader of a minor political party in Cambodia called on his supporters to join him at his home and avoid being wiped out in a biblical flood he prophesied was imminent. All right, I'm giving this 3 paragraphs. And then I'm moving on. A man in Cambodia has warned people that he believes the end of the world is near, resulting in thousands of his fearing supporters traveling to his rural property to stay safe. Politician Kem Vesna made the unusual claim on his Facebook page with 370,000 followers. Wow. That a black hole in his spine was sending him messages of an apocalyptic flood on its way. The hurricanes are coming. Come on. He added that the only place to remain untouched by the biblical style floods was at his house. He urged people to join him. Quote, I can't sleep because wherever I sleep, my spinal cord is pulling so hard because the world is breaking down and the water is flowing into the gap, end quote. He later posted photos on social media showing huge throngs of people on his farm in Cambodia, Cambodia's northern Siem Reap province. It is believed they made the pilgrimage from all over the country, with some even traveling from South Korea, where he visited in 2017 to recruit supporters. The Cambodian embassy in Seoul has since issued a public statement warning migrant workers not to abandon their work to go back home. Authorities have estimated that between 15 and 20,000 people arrived at his home, and those who could not fit in are either camping outside or renting nearby accommodations. This is crazy to me. When some restaurant owners and taxi drivers have welcomed the extra business it has helped drum up. When is this supposed to happen? When are you people going to go home? Government, 2018, he refers to himself as a Brahma after the Hindu god of creation. When is this supposed to happen? Although some supporters have left farm since the doomsday prophecy was made on August 23rd, many remain and refuse to move despite orders from authorities to go back home. I bet he's got a black hole back there. They do a bleaching process for that, bro. Anyway, when is this supposed to happen? He's got like over 500,000 people. Well, he's got nearly 400,000 followers. I don't know how many people showed up at the thing. Okay. 20,000. And then, I did say that, didn't I? And people are camping. When are they going home? That's weird news. But not as weird as what's happening on MSN. We're done with that. British Airways had to find another plane after a passenger. Hold on. So this is normally where the normal news comes in. News that you don't care about next week, it still is definitely that. But this one's real news and not chaotic, crazy news like I'm turning myself into an alien and splitting my tongue and cutting my nose off. But anyway, we're on the MSN.com website, so you know that these stories are legitimate, unlike the James Corden story, which is purely satire because it came from The Onion. British Airways had to find another plane after a passenger defecated on the floor and smeared feces around the cabin. What in the hell is going on today? Oh, wow, there's video. Oh, I don't know if that's associated or not. Somebody throwing a water bottle. Why is he... Anyway, a passenger on a British Airways plane defecated on the floor before smearing feces on himself and around the cabin earlier this month. So that didn't even just happen today. Could you imagine? I would feel so trapped because you don't want to touch them, but you want to... Anyway, the news was reported to by The Sun. Emergency services were called to Heathrow Airport following the incident on a Boeing 777 aircraft due to fly to Lagos, Nigeria. During boarding, the male took his trousers off in the economy cabin of flight BA 075 on October 7th before taking a huge dump on the galley floor. That's not what it says, but I'm making it my own now. Who cares? The man then sat in the feces, rubbed it into the carpet, and ran up the aisles, smearing it on seats and curtains as well as his arms. How did I not see this on the news? The report seen by The Sun said the carpets and curtains were severely contaminated and recommended that a hygiene biohazard and deep clean be carried out. BA took the plane out of service for it to be cleaned. Another aircraft was found, delaying the flight's departure by about 3 hours. A BA spokesperson told The Sun, "We apologize to our customers for the delay to their flight and arranged for an alternative aircraft to allow them to continue to their journey." It is not known what triggered the incident, whether the passenger was charged or if he has been banned from BA flights. BA did not immediately respond to insiders' request for comment. That is just crazy talk. That's weird news. And that's not even on the Weird News website. We need to leave that in the weird news. So we'll qualify that one as news you're not going to care about next week. And we're going to get on to the poll question and then the Bing quiz. And then we're getting out of here. And that's what's up. I'm not reading that poll question. It's done. The quiz: the ghost of which former first lady is said to haunt the White House gardens? Dolly Madison, Abigail Adams, Martha Washington. Wow. I don't know. I have no idea. But I mean, it's the first president, so should we go with... I don't think it's going to be Martha Washington. 19% of 9,228 people said it was, and they were wrong. 35% said Abigail Adams, and another 46 got it right. Dolly Madison. Which ghost is said to appear in her name? Which ghost is said to appear if her name is repeatedly spoken in front of a mirror? Well, that one's easy. Who the heck is Screaming Jenny? Not that I want to find out, Screaming Jenny. Don't come to my place screaming. We know who Anne Boleyn is. It's obviously Bloody Mary, right? Of course. 27% of 7,500 people said Anne Boleyn. And 11 said Screaming Jenny. Who? Anyway. Doesn't matter. A lot of ghost questions in being quizzed. Anyway, we're moving on, letting you move on so everybody could just move on, get on with their lives. There's no more news to be read today. We will be back on. I really, really think I'm going to start doing this show once a week. Mondays and Fridays is good, but I get busy. And sometimes I don't get you the show and then I feel bad. So I don't know if am I being lazy? Am I not managing my time well? I need a girlfriend. Who knows? That's more news that you're not going to care about next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Follow us at V3TV UK if you're following stuff. Yeah. Look for the logo that's out of focus. That logo. And no followers because all the accounts are new. All the old stuff are shadow banned accounts. Twitter is V3TV Network. I think I even have a V3TV UK for Twitter as well. I'd never used Twitter. So Instagram, V3TV UK. Website, V3TV.UK. And you can find us all over the place. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Stitcher. Wherever you find deep voices, we'll be there. Thanks for listening. Peace.
these ones or these ones?
Saw an episode of Intervention. And I know I'm fine.
Illinois, Mr. Robert Bobby McNeely. He is going to join us tonight.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Elaine Zhang, and today I am here with Eli Seal, documentary filmmaker.
I need more.
Welcome to The Only Way is Linda. Today I have a really special guest here.